Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have Clayton Echard announcing he will not be going on Paradise, and also a Netflix reality star mentions that he was ditched by a girl he was seeing because she is going to Paradise. So lots of speculation to get to. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals for stand-up show updates. Nashville, New York, DC, Denver, Seattle, Phoenix. If you want the dates, go to my Instagram right there. If it's not listed, we'll get it there. All right, patreon.com/Dave Neal. Going to be live right after this at 10:30 a.m. today. And every afternoon, Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast, your entertainment news. I will have my Vanderpump Rules thoughts on the finale and the reunion there on Bachelor Rush Hour. All right, before we get to Clayton and what he had to say regarding Paradise, Becca Tilley was doing a Q&A. We mentioned some of it yesterday, but let's go to the rest. It's interesting stuff. Someone said, you went on The Bachelor to get engaged. Now you are not sure about marriage. Why the change? And of course, Becca came out of the closet 1 year ago. She's in a happy relationship, but apparently just doesn't care about marriage, which is fine. She said, fair question. I think I always was very comfortable wanting what was expected of me. I always thought that getting married and having kids was the default of what the next step was in life. When I went on The Bachelor, I had a very traditional way of thinking and assumed that's what I was supposed to want. I think, if anything, after The Bachelor, before I ever met Haley, I was able to learn about myself a lot more. What do I actually want? What are my goals? What do I see for myself? So it's been nice to even have those conversations with myself without the pressure of feeling like I have to want certain things. Nothing is off the table. It just feels nice to make the choice. So very nice for Becca there. And who knows? Yeah, maybe she'll get married, but it's not the be-all, end-all. And, for some people, that's, information they come to when they realize that the expectations that society has doesn't line up with who they want to be. And one of those societal expectations is going on The Bachelor in Paradise. And here is Claire Crawley, who thought, she might never find the right guy after dealing with not working out with Dale Moss and being the Bachelorette. Here she is, posted by Chris Harrison. He said, you never know what performer you'll run into and then have on the most dramatic podcast ever. It's time to sit down with Claire Crawley. So here she is at some event faking being the... I was actually excited that she was the guitarist for a second there, but no, she's clearly not, but she is on a hot mic. Have a listen.
Taking tips all night.
Okay, so there she is. All right, very nice, Claire. Good to see you. Here's Clayton, and here's what he had to say about Bachelor in Paradise. We've been speculating that he's a shoo-in for it if he wanted to go. Katie Thurston had mentioned yesterday, we covered this in a video, saying, why I don't need to go on Bachelor in Paradise. There's enough former leads going. So Katie Thurston's not going. Clayton's not going. Does that mean, now hold on, that Katie Thurston and Clayton Echard are an item? Could they be a good item? Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
All right, so I've seen some speculation on the internet of whether or not I'm going to Paradise. I'm setting the record straight today. I am not, in fact, going. But what I am going to today is my first ever dance class. So wish me some luck.
Oh, there it is. Clayton Echard going to a dance class. As you know, your boy learned a little bit of that Viennese waltz. You got to have good framing, Clayton. Yeah, dance is a great cardio workout and a nice way to meet the ladies there, Clayton. All right, so here's, we love, whenever Clayton shares some tea on his Instagram, we like to go to the motivational side of Clayton. So it says, why you should focus on the present.
Want to know why you shouldn't allow your future concerns to affect your present day mindset? Well, I got a great story to tell you. So recently, I was driving to work for a work meeting and I was late. I was going to be late by about 5 minutes and I was not happy about that. And I was thinking all along the way of my 30-minute drive how my boss was going to view me differently, how my coworkers were going to be like, wow, Clayton shows up late. Like, what does that say about his character? And I was stressing out. I was gripping the steering wheel, about to rip it off. I swear I was mad at every single driver around me because everyone seems to drive slower when you're in a rush. And I had this just cortisol dump, stress hormone dump the entire 30 minutes. And then I got to work, and what happened We didn't have the work meeting. My boss wasn't even there. And so what's the moral of the story? If you decide to live your life in the future, then you're allowing your emotions to be dictated on events that have not yet occurred, and to that you have no control over. But if you live in the present, then you allow your emotions to be dictated by actions that are happening in real time, and those you can control. And it's been often said that we should focus on what we can control, and what we cannot control we should let be, which is why it's so incredibly important to live in the present as often as you're able to.
Wow, great advice from Clayton. What's on his eyeglasses? Giorgio Armani. Is that a tag he's supposed to remove there? I don't know if you noticed. Maybe he didn't know that.
Why you shouldn't allow your future concerns.
Kind of feel like that tag has to come. Is anyone commenting on the tag that's there? There's a sticker on your glasses, someone said. I came to the comments to see if anyone else noticed. It's not a sticker. Unfortunately, I would take it off if I could. So that's supposed to be there, Clayton? I feel like you need to remove the Giorgio Armani sticker. All right, either way. Anyway, very happy for Clayton. And in other words, in other worlds, we've got Nick Uhlenhuth, of course, who was seen schmooching Katie Thurston on New Year's. Their relationship outed by a photographer friend. And now he's saying he was trying to see someone, but they're ditching him for Paradise.
Okay, first off, I realize this is extremely hypocritical because
And the title is Dating Reality Stars is Awful.
I was on Perfect Match, which is a dating show. But you know what sucks about trying to date a reality star is
the fact that everything's about fame, fortune, and Instagram views.
You'll be chatting to some girl, things will be going well, good chat, good banter, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, anyways, Nick, so great getting to know you, but I'm actually going to go film Bachelor in Paradise now. I hope you're cool with that. Yeah, Becky, I'm cool with that.
My guess is her name's not Becky. Who could it be, though? That's the question we need to know. Who is Nick Uhlenhuth, speaking of, that's leaving him for the beaches of paradise? And, look, this is the dilemma people face. It's like, look, don't catch feelings, and then you get to go on a reality show where, you get to make 10 grand and get another 50,000 Instagram followers and stay relevant in the world that needs you, that you need in order to make money on all of that jazz. Or do you go after Nick Uhlenhuth? Now, no offense to Nick Uhlenhuth. We like Nick Uhlenhuth, but it's tough to want, like, if my wife, when we were starting to date, on date number one, if someone said, hey, you can go on this date with Dave, a comedian who, lives with 5 other dudes in a 3-bedroom house, or you can be presented with this business opportunity that could help you in a world where we all struggle to get our place in society, I would have been like, see ya, that's just how it works. So anyway, I'm sure Nick doesn't have too much scorn other than, hey, make content out of it for sure. You know what I mean? So Nick was on this past season of Perfect Match, and then season 3 of The Circle. And again, we said he's got the ties to the different people in Bachelor world, and that's a good thing. It's a good cross culture to have the Bachelor. So I guess what we should be doing is seeing if there's any Bachelor alumni in his comment section, because if we see any Bachelor alumni in his comment section, here it is, Victoria Jameson. Maybe Victoria Jameson is the one. And of course, Victoria Jameson lives in Texas. Bailey Brown, she's from the show. And let's go to another photo here. This is how you do this is how we sleuth in real time here. So let's say he's got this photo here from 6 days ago. And we've got Bailey Brown again, Nickelback. So maybe Bailey Brown, if we go to Bailey Brown, maybe Bailey Brown will be going to Bachelor. Remember her, right? Was she from this past season? Everything comes at you so fast you just can't quite remember. But either way, I think she was on this last season of The Bachelor. Do we have any photos of her from The Bachelor? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, let's go back to Nick here and see. Here's his latest reel from 1 day ago. Did he get any likes? Another one from Victoria Jameson. All right. So right now, my guess is he's speaking of either Victoria Jameson or Bailey Brown. I don't see anyone else liking his content. But hey, who knows? Nick, my DMs are open if you want to let us know who you're talking about. And we are going to get into Patreon right after this. I'm going live right at 10:30 this morning. I'm going to be giving my update on all the little side stories. We have Katie Thurston revealing how much money she made and donated to a charity. We'll be covering that on today's Bachelor Rush Hour. Make sure, if you haven't already, to join Bachelor Rush Hour. It's free. It's the afternoon podcast. It's growing like crazy. I'm traveling next week to do a podcast interview to promote the show. So we're really putting our eggs in the podcast basket along with YouTube. No cutting back here. Just a little bit of everything. We're covering it all. And the offseason's been pretty good for us, but things will be kicking into gear in about a month. All right, let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram for the stand-up show updates, and we'll be back right after this.